Hi, it's Ben from PubSheds here. You join us for a live unboxing of a weather station. Now you might be thinking, why on earth are we diversifying to looking at weather stations? Well, many of you obviously have your own PubSheds in your outbuildings, and not only is security quite a big consideration when it comes to your own PubSheds, but also you might be interested to monitor exactly what the weather conditions are around your outbuilding. And this is obviously going to be really crucial for things like setting up your heating in there as well, to check the temperatures, monitoring the wind speeds, those kind of things. And it just so happens that we've got a product for you here today that we're unboxing that ticks a lot of boxes, and we are really excited about reviewing this. It is from davisnet.com. It's the Davis Instruments Vantage Vue Weather Station. So we're going to do a full review of this. We're going to set it up and we're going to get it up and running and show you some of the features of this weather station for remotely monitoring the conditions around your outbuildings. But first of all, this is just a live unboxing, so we'll just introduce you to the product and what you get inside the box. So first up, packaging. Very important consideration. This particular one was shipped all the way from the United States and arrived in perfect condition in a box that was not much bigger than the one that you see in front of you. So in terms of the actual packaging, that arrived really quite well, and inside you've got some pretty robust cardboard there, ensuring that all the items inside arrive in good condition. So in terms of what you get inside the box itself, well, first up, very handy, Precision Weather Instruments. This is a little sort of leaflet here, catalogue, beg your pardon, telling you some information about the Davis range of products. You've also got some quick setup guides inside there and a few other brochures included as well. Now coming on to the main parts of the weather station. Well, really there are two main parts actually. There's the transmitting unit, that's this one here. This is known as the instrument suite, and that contains all of the external sensors that you'll need for monitoring the weather. And then there's the interior console. And this particular unit is going to be very useful for actually visualizing and displaying graphs and data coming from the ISS, which is this one here. So let's take a look at those just briefly out the box. As I say, we'll do a full review anyway of these, but it's just to introduce you to the products. So this one is the console, very nicely packaged. I'll take off the external wrapper there. As you can see, you've got the screen there, which is going to show you all of your sensor readings there. There are also some internal sensors on the console itself. That includes indoor temperature and humidity, and also barometric pressure. So that's the air pressure above. And for the external one, you've got temperature, humidity, wind speed and direction. And then there are a few calculations which are also made by the unit based around things like dew point and heat index as well. But we'll come on to those in a bit more detail. So it's a very nicely presented console. It's very easy to use, very straightforward, I think, and it's it's ergonomically it's got a lovely feel to it. The buttons push really quite well, nice and firm there. You've also got a light as well, very useful, obviously, and I believe these are glow-in-the-dark decals on there as well, so that's really quite useful. That is your wireless aerial, so that's another great feature of the Vantage Vue, is that it is, of course, entirely wireless, apart from the power cable. And even that, you can have it battery powered. So lots of really great features about this station. We go a bit further. We've got the this is the wind speed cups, known as the anemometer. These will spin round freely underneath the unit, and obviously change depending on the speed of the wind. And then you've got the this is the wind vane, which will also go on the unit there and spin round to show us the direction that the wind is blowing from. And if I can show you, this is the main unit itself. This is really quite robust and hopefully going to stand up to some serious weather conditions for all of our outbuildings. So let's take a look at this. Essentially, you've got there's another component here we didn't mention. This is the rain gauge, another very important feature of the Vantage Vue here. So there's a tipping bucket sensor inside there, which is calibrated to tip to a certain volume of rainwater and send that signal back to your console unit. There's also this is the wind speed bit we talked to you about. This is it's kind of a weather screen really. This it houses the external humidity and temperature sensors, and that's some radiation shielding there, which should protect it from being heated directly by the sun and give us some more accurate readings. And around this side, you can see there's a solar cell on there. Now that is to basically power it during the day, obviously, if you get strong enough sunlight, and you can orientate the station so that it will point to the optimum, to the south, obviously, for the sun. And it's also got an internal battery as well, so it can carry on transmitting data all the way through the night, or even on the gloomiest of days as well. And at the very top, there's a little spirit level balance there, so you can really set the station to be perfectly mounted and orientated to wherever you're going to locate it. And a bit further into the box, we've got, I believe that must be the power supply. There's a little stand for the console itself. This is that's the battery, and you've got some mounting equipment here as well, should you wish to mount it onto something like an aerial pole. That would be quite sturdy and ideal, I would have thought. And finally, this is part of the rain gauge. That's the tipping bucket mechanism, I believe, as well. So we'll install that later when we do the full review. So yeah, you do get an awful lot in the box there from Davis, and obviously prices vary, but do check out their website for the latest pricing on that unit. There is also a more advanced model, which is the Vantage Pro 2 as well. That has a few more features in terms of you are able to add a few more different sensors to that, and you're able to position the external sensors separately from each other. But we're going to obviously look at this one, focus on this one in particular, and talk you through the main features of the device in the main review. We're also going to be reviewing a piece of software and hardware called the WeatherLink IP. Now, this is a device which links your weather data and transmits it into your router, and therefore you can remotely monitor your weather data from the station from around the world at any time by visiting their website. So that's a really exciting piece of software. We'll look forward to doing that too. So you really can stay tuned with your own pub shed and make sure those weather conditions aren't getting too challenging. There's also a whole array of alarms and settings that you can put on the station just to alert you if conditions do start to get a little bit worrying around your pub shed. So we'll do a full review in around about a week's time. We hope you can see that. That'll be posted onto the main site. But for now, check them out. It's davisnet.com. This is the Davis Vantage Vue weather station. It's a live unboxing for pub sheds. Thank you for joining us.